Alongside Bob McKenzie inside the South Okanagan Events Center in our makeshift TSN studio, Bob, where you're going to sit down Brad Treliving and Peter Chiarelli a little bit later on today. We can tell you that Connor McDavid not in the lineup tonight against the Calgary Flames. They're going to give him the day off. Played last night against the Vancouver Canucks. Decent performance, Bob. What do you make of kind of the scheduling here, giving McDavid the day off and then maybe playing again on Monday?
Well, it's certainly understandable. It's going to be a very hectic time. I mean, the Oilers training camp starts the beginning of next week. They've got the game against the University of Alberta Golden Bears that's been moved to Rexall, and McDavid's obviously a big part of the reason that's being moved to Rexall. So you don't want to overwhelm him too early here. Everybody knows what he's all about. It's not like the Edmonton Oilers need to see what Connor McDavid's going to do in a rookie tournament. And also a little bit, I think there's a little bit of gamesmanship too. It is the Calgary Flames. Yeah. And this Connor McDavid with the Edmonton Oilers and a new regime in Edmonton really ushers in sort of a new era in the Battle of Alberta, if you will. And Sam Bennett will be playing for the Calgary Flames tonight. And it's interesting, Sam Bennett and Connor McDavid, minor hockey teammates all the way through. York Simcoe Express in the Ontario Minor Hockey Association, Toronto Marlies in the Greater Toronto Hockey. These guys played on the same line, and now they're going to be the standard bearers for a new generation of the Battle of Alberta, so it's something to look forward to.
Boy, when you look at the young guys in the Battle of Alberta between Monahan, Gaudreau, Bennett, then on the other side you got Draisaitl, Darnell Nurse coming, Connor McDavid. It'll be interesting in the next few years. Let's go bigger picture with Connor McDavid, and I know you're going to talk to Peter Chiarelli about this today. What is a fair expectation for McDavid here in his rookie season? Where is that line between solid rookie season and maybe disappointment? Is it a number of points? Is it overall performance? Where is it?
Well, I mean, when you look at it, Ryan, whether it was Mario Lemieux or Sidney Crosby, when you have prodigies come into the National Hockey League, and let's make no mistake about it, what Connor McDavid has done thus far in his career would suggest that he is a prodigy. Yep. They have an impactful first year in the National Hockey League, and in the form of Sidney Crosby and Mario Lemieux, it was 100-point seasons. But the game's a lot different now. It's difficult for the best players in the game. Sidney Crosby now, never mind as an 18-year-old, to put up 100 points. So you have to kind of throw that standard out the window. And I don't know what the over-under should be on points for Connor McDavid this year. I kind of want to set it at 75 points. You've had some real good National Hockey League players, Patrick Kane and others, that have won the Rookie of the Year trophy with far less than 75 points. So 75, I think, is a good over-under, and I'd be tempted to take the over on it. But like everybody else, you don't want to buy into the hype too much, and you don't want to put unrealistic expectations on a kid, especially coming into a National Hockey League where it's maybe as hard as it's ever been to score goals.
Well, the leading scorer was, 87 points last year in Jamie Benn.
Yeah, absolutely. So, maybe that's a pipe dream even to say 75. Maybe it should be less than that. Maybe in today's standards it should be 60 or 65. But he's a special player. He's going to do some great things, but he's also 18 years old, and he's got some junior hockey habits that Todd McLellan and Peter Chiarelli are going to want to try and break him of. It's going to be fascinating to watch.
I live and work in Edmonton, so the McDavid hysteria, I've been very close to it, and fans want to know who's he going to play with. Everybody assumes it's going to be Taylor Hall. Do you have any sense yet of what it might look like?
Well, I think to start training camp anyways, it'll probably be Taylor Hall on his wing and maybe Teddy Purcell, maybe Yakupov. I'm not sure. And again, these things can change 30 seconds in. But I would suspect they're going to try Taylor Hall and Connor McDavid together. And I think they're going to try and balance the top two lines a little bit and have Ryan Nugent-Hopkins play with Eberle and Pouliot to start. And that was at times an effective line last year. So I know, historically the Oilers have felt at times they've needed to load up and put Hall with Nugent-Hopkins and Eberle, and I suppose you could put McDavid in the middle on that one and try to come up with a super line. But I also think Todd McLellan's trying to balance the lines and see what he's got. It all starts next week, and we'll figure it out then.
Battle of Alberta tonight on ice here, the Oilers and the Flames. And here in the interview room, Bob will sit down with both Pete Chiarelli and Brad Treliving, and keep your eye on tsn.ca for both of those interviews here today.